you, my friend, have been playing a Death Sprint. Death Sprint
Yeah.
66.
Is that the full title of it? It's a Death Sprint 66? I
Death
had no
Sprint
idea that's what it
66,
was
baby.
called. I don't recall it coming.
It's the 66th Death Sprint game.
Yeah, boy.
I think Death Sprint 38 was really good, but I can't remember.
Death Sprint 64 was...
Yeah, Death Sprint 64. Tell me about Death Sprint 66.
It be a racing game.
Oh.
But instead of car, you are man.
Oh, what? So
You are
Sonic. Sonic?
You are a man that is running, a running man, as one might say, which is definitely where
their inspiration
on its sleeve, like right down to the name of the evil corporation and it being the same, it being like Bachman, which is Stephen King's pen where he wrote Running Man under. Yeah, no, man, it's you're a clone. You're running. It controls the core concept. It's Mario Kart, but you're a guy.
Sure.
But there's obviously some more nuance to it. If you play it on a controller, it plays exactly like a racing game. Right trigger is go. Left trigger is drift. A is jump, and X is boost, and Y is use your weapon that you collect, because it has all of the Mario Kart makings. But then it also has death traps, these lasers that are all over the courses, which if you run into them, you just get turned into red giblets. And it has rails that you grind on, and it has boost pads that you jump, that send you up into the sky, and it has zip lines that you can grab onto. The zip lines in the grinding rails function exactly the same as just up or down. And when you're on them, you stay there, but you can sway left and right or lean left and right, so you can collect little lightning bolts that charge up your boost. While also dodging lasers and stuff, and it's an online racing game. Its heart and soul is being an online ranked PvP. There's a PvE mode as well, and
that's a good place to start to learn in this game.
And I think it needs a little more cooking. It's got some performance issues, and it's like a little thin. You get to upgrade your guy too. You level up. You can got all your stuff, all your rankings.
When I previewed this back in June, they mentioned they were going to be working with like some influencers to create graphics and.
Yeah, you can definitely see where that stuff is going to. Oh yeah, it's got wall running too, which is really fun.
Parkour, baby.
Yeah. The cool thing about this game is I like the weight of it. It feels heavy, like it doesn't feel like a car that is just sort of like wheels on the road, and there's the traction is rubber on pavement. Like this feels like a heavy person running. Like you have to predict when you're drifting, you have to sort of predict how a person would do that. Like the weight to it's different than a car, and you have to lean into it harder than you normally would. And it has the Mario Kart thing too, where if you drift good and long, you get a quick boost and whatever. There's a lot of Mario Kart influence in this particular game, clearly, but I don't know. Yeah, I love the weightiness of the racing. It's an interesting way to just play a racing game.
One thing
easily been an infinite runner kind of game, or that Tron runner.
Okay,
that's sort of when when you first started showing this to us that a while ago. I was like, oh, is this gonna be like that Tron runner game? Because I like that game, but it's just running and dodging obstacles and defeating enemies and stuff. I kind of expected that's what this was going to be, but actually turning it into a competitive racing game, actually, because it is a lot like that Tron game in a lot of ways. It has the weapon system and everything, but yeah, making it a PvP, PvE racing game as a guy makes a lot of sense. That you don't see a lot of this concept. It make like you don't see a lot of humans racing. There's not a lot of foot
Sure,
racing stuff.
sure.
And to sort of put it into that dystopian, like you're watching these people get horribly murdered, because like every time you get killed, there's like a an announcer, so you're like a person like readying the next clone, so it's just like they're completely devoid of the fact that like of any feeling for these people that
Mhm.
you're playing as, which cool, that's a cool idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because this, well, not funny, but it's interesting because, haha, ha 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 ha. No, the game when I previewed it, and I'm curious to see how you think. When I previewed it, watching videos of it, watching somebody else play seemed absolutely chaotic until I got my hands on it and realized, oh, I can control this. I get it.
Yeah, no, this game it's not chaotic. I mean, because at the end, it still is just a racing game at the end of the day.
Sure.
It just, for whatever reason, when you remove a car and replace it with a guy, it just makes it seem like it's more insane. Like yeah, you're still bumping and grinding into other people racing, and like you can just kind of push guys into the lasers and stuff. Like it's kind of
cool.
yeah, no, but no, there was no. I was able to adapt to it instantly. I the second you pick it up, you instinctively know how to play this game. If you've ever played a racing game, all of those things that you understand from racing games carry over into this. It's just you have to learn the physics differently, because the weight's different. The weight's way different. So like you can't just control him like he's a car. You have to control it like it's a person with two legs. Like it's like because like a car, it's the wheels are stationary for the most part, and they just pivot and turn and point in the direction and go. Like with this, it's like the legs can kind of just like, you have to take into account the fact that a person has to slow down, has to like
they have momentum, physical momentum.
Yeah, different kind of momentum, and like the way legs work are so completely different than how tires work, that it takes a minute for your brain to be like, oh yeah, that's right, not a car.
Okay.